When we talk about the ancient Jedi Order and the Masters who laid the foundations for everything that came after them, one name stands out: Arca Jeth. A wise and powerful Jedi Master from the era of the Old Republic. Arca wasn't just a guardian of the light, he was a visionary who understood the deeper responsibilities of the Jedi Order. Let's dive into the history, the philosophy, and the impact of one of the greatest Jedi Masters who ever lived. Hailing from the planet Arcania, Master Arca Jeth was more than just another Jedi Knight. He was a symbol of wisdom and peace. While little is known about his younger years, one thing is clear. Arca was born with an unparalleled connection to the Force, particularly in the mystical art of battle meditation. Now, I always find it interesting when we cover characters in Star Wars who have a real strong affinity with the Force, because there are others, like Obi-Wan Kenobi for example, who really wasn't born with much of a connection to the Force at all. It was his sheer discipline and dedication to training that made him so powerful and knowledgeable in the Force. But for others like Anakin or Arca Jeth in this case, they were kind of born gifted. Now, coupled with actual training, well, they're going to be very impressive. Battle meditation wasn't just a power to Arca, it was a responsibility. With it, he could influence the tide of entire battles, turning chaos into order and despair into hope. Imagine wielding a power so immense that the fate of thousands could rest on your focus and clarity. Now, he wasn't just a warrior, he was actually quite the teacher. As a Jedi Master stationed on Ossus, he took on the role of training young Jedi, including the likes of Ulic Qel-Droma, Kay Qel-Droma, and Tot Donita. Now, Ulic Qel-Droma is ancient, and this guy trained him, so you can imagine how old this actually is. These weren't just Padawans to Arca, they were future beacons of hope in a galaxy teetering on the edge of darkness. Through patience, discipline, and a deep understanding of the Force, Arca prepared them for challenges they couldn't even imagine. But here's where it gets interesting. Master Arca wasn't your conventional mentor. He didn't just teach his students how to fight. He taught them why they must fight, to protect the innocent, to preserve peace, and to never let the seductive whispers of the dark side corrupt their purpose. One of Arca Jeth's most defining moments came during the Beast Wars of Onderon. He sent his Padawans, Ulic, Kay, and Tot, to the planet to bring peace to the ongoing conflict. Now, this was a test. Arca wasn't just sending them to stop a war, he was sending them to learn what it truly meant to be a Jedi. But when the conflict escalated, Arca himself had to intervene, and this is where we see the true power of a Jedi Master in action. With his battle meditation, Arca brought a harmony to the chaos. Armies that had been locked in bloodshed for generations suddenly found clarity and peace. But here's the tragic part. While Arca won the battle, the seeds of darkness had already been planted in Ulic Qel-Droma. And despite his wisdom and power, Arca couldn't stop the storm that was coming. His philosophy is something that really sets him apart. He wasn't just about fighting wars or stopping the Sith, he was about understanding the balance of the Force. And this is something I wish more Jedi during the prequel era would have understood. Maybe it would have helped them with Anakin. To Arca, the Force wasn't just a tool, it was a calling. He believed in compassion, wisdom, and the power of selflessness, but he also knew that the Jedi had to be prepared for the worst. This balance is something many Jedi Masters struggled with, but Arca seemed to embody it effortlessly. He wasn't blinded by dogma, nor was he consumed by fear. He walked the line with grace. Every hero's story has an end, and Arca Jeth's was no exception. During the Great Sith War, Arca met his tragic fate at the hands of King Omin of Onderon. His death wasn't just the loss of a Jedi Master, it was the loss of a guiding light. And in many ways, his passing marked the beginning of Ulic Qel-Droma's tragic fall to the dark side. But even in death, Arca's teachings lived on. His wisdom continued to guide his students and the Jedi who followed. His spirit, quite literally, endured through the Force. So why does Arca Jeth still matter today? Why should fans even care about a Jedi Master who existed thousands of years before Anakin or Luke because Arca represents the ideal Jedi, wise, compassionate, and powerful, but never arrogant or reckless. He understood the burden of being a Jedi, and he accepted it without hesitation. He understood more about balance than anybody else during the prequels, except for maybe Qui-Gon Jinn. But perhaps most importantly, Arca's story is a warning. Even the wisest Jedi can't prevent every tragedy. Even the most skilled teacher can't save every student. And even the strongest light can't always hold back the darkness. Arca's influence didn't fade with his death. His teachings would echo across the centuries, influencing generations of Jedi Knights and Masters. His story serves as a timeless reminder that being a Jedi isn't about power, it's about purpose. And as fans of Star Wars, we owe it to ourselves to remember the lessons of Arca Jeth, that wisdom must always guide power, and that true strength comes not from domination, but from understanding. Hope you guys enjoyed this brief video about Arca Jeth. Let me know if you want more Old Republic and Legends characters covered. I'd love to make videos on them. As always, may the Force be with you, and have a great day, everyone.